Well, hello. Thanks for being here with me again today. This is Jill Viverka, and I have a lot of information to share with you today, some of which you don't even need to take notes on because I've got them in your attachments already because there was so much stuff. So let me get my screen share going here. And here we go. I hope you can see that. And we will get started. All right, so this is session 5 already. That's crazy. And I welcome you back. We're getting past halfway, well past halfway already. It's hard to imagine. So here we go. So we're going to focus today on the story element. I know we've been there before. We talk about it all the time, but that's a huge part of what you're doing. And today we're going to talk about hooks. And we know we're not fishing. Well, maybe a little bit, but they're so important. And I want to be sure that you have those in mind and have some ready in your fishing box, gearbox. We're going to talk about the importance of marketing stamina. We have some mantras to help us keep moving forward and feeling positive, but we're talking about some stamina here too. And then the difference between selling and serving. Selling is a nasty word for a lot of people. You know that people will pay you for this course, right? You're not doing it for free, or you shouldn't be. So we'll talk about that today, selling versus serving. And we have the 7-step belief ladder. We've done a lot of 7 steps, focus down and focus in. And here's a 7-step belief ladder that we'll be looking at today. And then we'll also talk about pricing your course, things to think about as you near the end and have something ready to roll. So again, we have some pretty high-powered topics to cover today, and you'll want to see the replay. Do be sure and look at this more than once. Looking back at your session 4 homework, be sure that you share a sample of one of your mission statements in our Facebook group. Do it by the end of the session, or today, not the end of the session, but after this session ends. And let's see what you're thinking about. I'd like to see a mission statement. And also your call to action guarantee or guarantees. What are you going to do? What are you going to offer? How are you going to help people sign up for your course and feel like they're really getting something extra? Do this today as well, please. And then post what framework type you think will work best for your course. Will it be a course? Will it be a workshop? What will it be? And how will it look? So let us have a peek at what you're planning. That would be fun. All right, here we go. We're going to talk about the hook. And you already know the story, teach, call to action formula and its importance to your brand. And you know that your brand is who you are, what you look like, what you're promoting. It is your total self that you put in front of your audiences. That's what they will come to know. It's also important the hook is also important to your authority, to your connections with prospects or ideal clients. Let's add one more piece to this formula, the hook. As you might guess, the hook is a headline or a first sentence or sentences that grabs your audience's attention. It makes them take a good look. It stops them in their tracks. You say something or have a word or two there that actually connects with them in a big way, shocks them, surprises them. A good hook will get them to listen to you or read what you have to say about your story or any aspect of connection with your prospect. So if you can even put hooks throughout your messaging to keep them with you, to keep them energized, keep your audience on their toes. But a hook is something that's going to really grab their attention, like, whoa, what's this going to be about? Or whoa, I know about that. Something that's going to really stop your audience in their tracks. And if you have a mental image of a nice fishing fly with a strong hook within it, I guess the fishing image does fit just a bit. You are fishing just a bit. You want to keep those people with you on your line, so to speak, so that you can reach their needs better. So the hook. The hook's extremely helpful in all of your communications with your audiences in any place. Social media, Facebook Live videos, emails, you name it. Use your hook. Use a hook each time. Have different hooks. But you can see now that our arch includes the hook, then it goes into your story, then our bridge, then our call to action. So that hook is out there to start the process, start that grab of your audience so that they know what you're offering. Most people don't spend enough focus on the hook, and it can be the headline. It can be the opening statement for a 1 minute or any length sales video. It can be in the opening of a 90-minute webinar. Hooks can be used within segments of copy, anywhere in your copy, to keep the reader on their toes. And I was saying that before. Again, your ideal client needs to stay focused, needs to stay energized, needs to stay curious. And these hooks will do it. And they can be anything. They may be even an aspect of your story that you find to be really important or very unusual. And you can use that to start with and then build back around to it again and share more. Okay, so we got the hook. Keep that in your head. Keep that in your notes. Now we're going to talk about marketing stamina. And no matter what, you need it. Let's pretend we have an upsetting case scenario. What if your course fails the first time out? Let's say fails means no one shows up, or only a few people show up, or they drop out. They don't stay with you during your course. Something is not strong enough for them to be with you, so your course fails. It doesn't do what you want it to do. And what if it fails the second time out, or the third time out? You just aren't getting the audience and the results that you are primed for. What's with that? I mean, that can make you feel pretty bad. What do you do? Well, right then you start getting into your positive mindset mantras. Keep being positive, keep moving forward, keep things bright, and you can do attitude in your mind. But what you don't do is say that you weren't meant to do this after all, and let feelings like those take your mind and heart to a really dark place. You were meant to do this. You can do this, and you will do this. It takes a little practice maybe, but you will. It's in you to do it. So what a strong marketer does is to remove or fix whatever isn't working and try it again. Don't stop. Maybe there's one, maybe your hook wasn't good. Change the hook. Maybe your story doesn't really match up with what you're actually talking about. Change the story or the segments that you're sharing. Maybe your call to action wasn't strong enough to do anything for them. Change it. You can change it and do it again and do it again. And it'll get better over time. Don't do it until it works. In other words, don't quit. Keep going. But check all the elements that you know are important in your course. Tweak them and see if it works better the next time you offer it, and offer it soon again. So I've got a story here, and it's the story of the comedian and who remains nameless because I can't remember his name. He has a name, but I have not been able to come up with it. And so anyway, we'll just call him the comedian. Must be age or something here, but he does have a name. Anyway, this young man, he had a dream of becoming a comedian. Any chance he got during his school years, he would be in front of kids, making them laugh the best he could. School talent shows were his prime delight. He loved making people laugh. Years progressed, and as a young adult, he went to various bars where they had comedy nights, and he'd be at the mic every chance he got. Friends and family didn't like what he was doing. He should be focusing on a career of some kind and earning better money. They didn't like his goals at all. They didn't think they were real, and he wasn't going to do well. Well, he decided that he had to go against the advice of his family and friends. That's a tough part. That is the tough part. I had to do that too. I can tell you that story another time. But it makes you feel like you're hurting them, but you're helping you. And that's what he had to do also. Each time he had the opportunity, therefore, he would perform the list of jokes and stories he liked to tell, whatever the opportunity was. But he was in the bars on their comedy nights a lot. He did something very wise in all of his joking around. He would save the jokes that got the best laughs, and he only used those. He wanted his audience to be in the highest zones of laughter all the time. Getting back to your success, and if your course fails, but he saved all those good jokes, and those are the ones that he used. The laugh levels, I thought this was great. A low level laugh would be a giggle. A medium level laugh would be a chortle, so it'd be more sound to it. A high level laugh would be a bray or a belly laugh. that you can't control. He was going for the high level laughter. That's what he wanted. He ended up with an amazing arsenal of great humor because he saved all the stuff that made them laugh the loudest. He began to perform on local TV shows and at local live events. People knew who he was. He was in that community for a long time. And they started using him. Restaurants would use him, bars would use him to come in and perform. And he really enjoyed that too. Eventually, he got in on an event at Madison Square Garden, and he had the audience in tears. They were laughing so hard. Huge audience on stage. I can imagine he was pretty darn scared. Well, here we're going to talk about marketing stamina. At last, he made it onto Saturday Night Live. This is true. Don't know his name, but he made it. He saved all of his best stuff and made it. He kept at it and made it. He kept the jokes that worked and only used those. You have to decide to stay in the game and keep moving forward for anything to happen correctly for you. And once your course is created, spend most of your time marketing and sharing it. Change it up as you go. Keep this comedian story in your head, because he didn't give up, and he saved all the best stuff, that his best hooks, his best stories, his best everything. And that's what he used to reach his audience, and it worked. So that's powerful. I just love that story because it's true. And when I find out his name, I'll let you know. I just don't have access to it. Oh, no joke. You got to do this. All right. The difference between serving and selling. We're flipping a page here again. And I want to get you through this fairly quickly today, but there's a lot here. Serving and selling. Selling is an uncomfortable topic for many people. Images of pushy people, loud voices, too many attempts to contact you, all paint a negative picture. And we've already covered many ways to promote your course. And I'm here today to show you how to sell your course and that you're constructing. I wrote some notes for myself here because I really wanted to remember this. So I'm here to tell you the reasons why you need to sell your course. Charge money for it. If you're already a millionaire, then you probably aren't too concerned about earning, but you've worked so hard, and there are still reasons why you need to sell your course. You're trying to help people out there, and selling actually does, and we'll get around to that. But it doesn't matter what financial place you're in. You need to sell your course to other people. And you're doing this work to serve others and ultimately fulfill dreams of your own. Sure, you can offer your course for free over and over. Great. You won't have very many people coming, and you'll be doing a lot of hard work, and you're really not reaching all the people that you want to serve, that you need to help. They're waiting for you out there, but a free course isn't too valuable. So think about that. Selling your course to others will be easy because of the sincerity, the intellect, and caring that you've already shown and shared with them in your pre-course connections. If you don't sell them, you won't serve them. And that's true. People buy a drill because they need a hole for something. So sell the hole, not the drill. Your course is kind of the hole. The drill is within it. So you are selling what they need, and you're giving them the tools to make those solutions once they're in with you. So keep selling and serving are two different things, but they are connected. They are connected. And you don't have to be out on a street corner shouting and holding a sign. You're doing that through your pre-work with your attendees, your prospects, and you're building that connection so that when you do offer your course, they will be more ready for you. You and your course are the bridge. Remember, that's our big thing. We are the bridge. And when the path of least resistance takes them from their current situation, they will buy what you're offering. And so again, you're offering a course, a path for them, and definitely you can sell it to them. Two kinds of buyers, you may already know this. There's an emotional buyer, and they're going to be ready to buy now because they already know you. You've touched them already, and they're emotionally ready. They're excited, and they'll buy right now. Logical buyers are a little bit different. And I don't know, which one are you? Do you think you're an emotional buyer or a logical buyer? So listen to this. This person wants to study everything and have a question list of concerns before they buy. You want to call out their possible objections, their doubts, their questions before they even get to say what they are. You're going to cut that off right now. And they're going to say, oh, you already know about this. You've already cleared the path. When they see that, they will buy because you have everything ready for them. And don't let them dabble or do nothing, because they won't move forward. We've already talked about dabbling. And this is a great place too to offer your bonuses, your guarantees. This is where you want to do it. So if you're thinking of a car lot, you go in and look at a new car. Are you an emotional buyer? You already know the car you want. You see it, it's in the color that you want, and you go ahead and go for it right there. Or are you a logical buyer, more logical buyer on this kind of thing, and check it all out? You've got a list of questions. You want to see all the details, and then you want to think about it before you buy. Which one are you? Because whichever one you are, you'll know how to approach that person in your selling of your course. Okay. But anyway, it's so important. We've given you all the tools up to this point to use to kind of affect each of these types of buyers. Really important. More about your offer. Your offer has to be the bridge from Hell Island to Heaven Island, two sides of that bridge, in order to function. You'll be reviewed as a leader, not a salesperson. You've built yourself, you've built your image already as a leader and authority, not a seller. And that's good. That's good. You didn't need to be selling all the time. Any sales process will work if it addresses any or all of these 7 beliefs that your client may have. And the more of these that you can address with your client, the better. And this is where I have a printout. You do not need to take notes here, but I would like you to write 1 through 7 and write these headings so that you know that you have all the notes that go with them in your attachments where your homework is on mastermind.com. And so you can sit back for a moment. I'll give you a second to get these written down, and then we'll start to go through them. And I've got them written out here too, because it's quite a lot to tell. So I'll give you a second, and that's what I'm doing too. There we go. All right. So I've got it written out for you, and that's what you'll find in your back office. All right, we're going to start with pain. Now, again, these we want to have positive feelings about. They may start out negative here, but you want to show them hope. You want to show them something positive. You've got to get their beliefs that they have a way to solve these things. Okay. So I'm going to start with my introduction for this that you're going to get. It says, here are 7 beliefs your prospects need to have before they'll buy your course. These are like 7 reasons that they won't buy, turned into reasons that they can buy. This is, you could take a little work on your part. Break these elements down to positive thoughts before you make your offer. You will be viewed as a leader, not a salesperson. This can be used in the discovery phases of your messaging to strong prospects in a group that you've created for them. So this would be a great place if you have prospects that you've friended on Facebook, let's say, and they're in a special group. This is where you want to address this kind of thing. Or in some of your general emails as you're gathering prospects, but it's better, I think, with the prospects that have taken that step and have really joined in with you a step closer. First one is pain. The prospect has the belief that they have a problem that keeps them from getting what they want. Sales equals solving a problem for someone else. No problem, no sale. So again, you've got to point out that you are going to solve that problem, their pain, what they need to have fixed, that you can do that. Number 2, doubt. They may believe that they cannot solve the problem on their own, or it would take too much time and money to solve it, even having help. So they don't want to do it on their own, and they don't want to spend money getting help. And it would take too much time as well. The person needs to believe that the only way to get that transformation is with your help. The use of your story is important here. This is a huge one for story. So if you want to write by doubt on your paper right now, story important, do that, because that's one step that your story can be really valuable. Number 3 is cost. why they want to solve their problem now. And waiting could be bad on Hell Island, especially. It may be even more painful to wait. Time and stress are building anxiety more than money is. You eliminate time and objections. You provide urgency. The higher and longer the pain that they've had, the faster the action threshold, the more ready they are. They will want to take action now, and you are the source of the transformation they need. So again, that's the angle you want to use to come in and again remind them that you can solve their problem. You can show them solutions. They will be on the edge. These are the people standing right on the edge of that crevasse, and you're catching them right there. Desire. The prospect must believe that solving the problem or the gap would yield a better future situation. I turn my page here. Like Heaven Island is the future situation. So paint the Heaven Islands that they want. Show them what they want is there on that Heaven Island, the other side of the bridge, and why they want it. Remind them why. Example, weight loss. How much weight is needed to lose? I mean, what do you need to lose? Get a number or amount assigned to what they want. Show how getting what they want would impact many areas of their life, not just one. That overall improvement. Number 5, money. The belief that the prospect has resources and willingness to solve their problem. So the person believes that they could pay for this. Maybe having no resources is a condition of objections. If they say they don't have any money, that might be just an objection and they really do have money. If they don't have money, you can later address ways they can gather some money to get into your program, have a garage sale, do something. If they're interested, they'll do it. Having no willingness to take action, either way, can mean that you're not charging enough. That sounds crazy. Barring extreme situations, leave this belief until the end. Do the other 6 beliefs before this one, and if they have the money, you will close the deal. So as you've been visiting with them, if the money issue has come up, skip 5, go on to 6 and 7, and then come back to it. But you can, because you know that that's going to be an issue one way or the other, whether they have money in doubt or if they they feel they don't have enough money, listen to their answers on other things or get them through the other steps and then come back to money. And that's another thing too. As you do these, you could do them one at a time, of course. Get responses, collect answers, maybe create sheets that they can fill out and then get to you. And there's ways to do that too. If you're on Facebook, in fact, I've written it down, I'll get back to it, but there's a form that you can make for free that they give you their name, their email, and then anything else that you want them to share. And you could do one for each one of these and collect them. Then you'd have in your hand more connecting information for each person. But you try and get feedback from them some way. Number 6 is support. The belief that people around them, their parent, spouse, partner, parents, will support them in fixing this problem. These people want them to fix this problem, whatever it is. If their anxiety is spilling over into their relationships, people are tired of being around them, people will want them to get this fixed. This also prevents spouse or partner objections being created. So take it from the angle that those people already love you, support you, and they want you to get this fixed. Then they can't say, oh, but they won't let me. That ain't true. That isn't true. Number 7, trust. Do they see your solution as clearly different or unique or superior than other similar things that they've tried before? It eliminates the, I've been burned like this before. I've already done this. I haven't had good experience with this kind of thing. Have they bought into your method of what success looks like? I don't mean money. I mean interest and belief that your method of what your success would look like. Because you've been talking about that the whole time in the preamble up to promoting your course. There's some easy sales to be made here. That's a powerful one, because if they're still with you, they must trust you a bit or a lot. And this is the time to kind of hone in on that. When your prospects tell you that they hold these 7 beliefs, they're also telling themselves. I want to put that on here. Let me see what else I had here. And your focus will be to make that prospect feel that it is incongruent not to move forward with you, that they are doing something vastly wrong if they don't go with you into your program. So these are things to be touching on, especially toward the end, but on the way as well. These are some good topics on the way to gather your prospects. But once you have prospects, then you can really hone in on these. And people who are the best closers on getting prospects to buy are also the best at handling objections. That's the truth. You open the path for them, open the path for them. Take away everything, take away their doubt, take away their problems, and you will be doing just great. All right, let me get back to my notes here too. We're going to talk about getting your prospects to buy into your training. And another important step. I'm going to catch up with you here. There we go. All right, so create an avenue for questions that they have. And this is, I'll share some of this with you. I don't have it on your screen, but jot it down. So if in your online messages or videos, okay, if you're, and I'm talking about, I can talk about written messages or live videos online, or videos that you create and post places. If you're sharing information on Facebook or another social media site, have them share questions in the comments area, but be aware of the rules of the site that you may be on that they have about product promotion. Like Facebook has some rules and other places will have some rules too. Be sure not to mention too much about the name of your project, the name of your product. Be real careful about that. So if you want comments there, you don't quite know what people are going to say, but guide them to some tone, or give them a link to a place ready for their questions. And that's what I was talking about. I have used something called a Wufoo form, WUFOO. It's a silly site. They've got little dinosaurs on it and stuff, but it's really good. Very inexpensive, and your first forms are free. At least they used to be. You might want to check into that, but it's very inexpensive, like maybe $15 to $19 a month for just a few forms. Then they save them there for you, so you can re-edit them, change them, and reuse them. The company name has changed, and now it is Momentive, momentive.com, momentive.com. So look that up. But what you can do is create a form. You can put any segments in it that you want, their name, their email, their time zone, and then list your question and have them write their answers. And then they can share it with you. It'll go straight to your email and you'll get them. It's excellent. I've used it for years and I continue to use it. That's one way to bypass bypass any Facebook objections or anything like that. Keep it general, but say, I'm talking about this. I'd like to hear your comments. Use this link. Boom, they're done. You can do it. So that's really, really well done that way. If you have a Facebook group that you have gathered containing your prospects who are your friends and who have shared their email with you, you can provide them a list of questions to answer with a link, access to that, or you can go straight to their email addresses with a list of questions too. A live event, whether it's in person in a coffee shop or if it's virtual, like this is Zoom online, have them share their questions right there. They can write them in the chat. They can unmute and say their questions. They can raise their hand and you can call on them if you're in the coffee shop, but have them ask their questions right there. Don't wait. Don't have them wait to do questions later. It's better when they have them fresh in their head. And then whatever the questions are, reply by starting with something like, especially if it's a problem, hey, no problem. This is what we do. Hey, that's okay. Here's what we do. And then explain your answer. Be sure and open that door and that path to no stress, no worry, no doubt that everything's going to be okay. Remember that you need to take special care in nurturing that seed that you've planted and maintaining the care and attention that seedling needs to flourish. We can't force somebody to hear a message they are not ready to receive, but we must never underestimate the power of planting that seed. And that's what you have done in your preamble, your pre-work for your course. You've planted a seed of interest, of curiosity, of need, and you need to keep nurturing that all the way along the way. Even when they sign up for your course, and even after they're in your course, you need to keep nurturing them. Okay. All right. Here's a topic that's a tough one, and it may be a question that you've had also, and that's setting the price for your training. And prices vary. I mean, there's no set price. There's no guide anywhere that says, hey, if your course is 5 sessions long, then charge this. It's not that. Prices vary depending on what you're offering, the length and depth of your course, special activities, bonuses. Go low price your first time out, and then adjust the course and expand the price as you move forward. Can't talk today. So set a price. There is a price. They have to pay something to get into your course. And then once you've done it once and you've tweaked it up and you know exactly how to make it go smoother, you can up the price a little bit. Check your activities. If you have people doing like what I'm doing and giving you activities in between sessions, check those, make sure they're valuable. Bonuses, what bonuses are you offering? So that those are things that you really need to look at as part of your price, because you're always supposed to give more than you receive. So go low the first time out. When stating the price of your offer, say the price, show it in print as well, and then be silent for a moment. Let them see and hear and feel what you just showed them. Then begin to outline the benefits and the things that come next, the extras you're providing, and any bonuses for signing up today or whatever deadline you want to put on this call to action. Remember, urgency is one good movement maker. But don't say, okay, the price is $97 and now you're going to blah, 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 blah. They're going to go, whoo. Let them see the price, let them hear the price, and then take a breath, and then start saying what they get for that. What do they get for that? And especially extra if they sign up right now. That's really important. And a deadline. This is going to be open and offered until blank. You want the value of your offer to really sink in for them, but not in a rush of details. Don't flood them. They need to feel the value of what you're offering to them. You're offering them a huge service with extras that they'll be interested in having. And as always, give more than you ever expect to receive. Over deliver. Always add stuff that maybe, for example, I probably will say this a couple of times too. Maybe you've done some short teaching work before, or maybe you have an ebook. Maybe you have a little, what do I want to say? Like a packet of information, maybe 2 or 3, 4 pages long. And you used to sell it. This time, give it away. Give it to them as a bonus, as an offer for signing up. Because you're going to make more money doing this than you would have with your ebook. So always give more than you expect to receive. Your sale is a service to them. You're still providing a service. And this is another way of getting them to take action and actually do it. All right, so we've come to the end of another full session of information. And I know I blasted through it. And I apologize for that, but I really wanted you to get a feel for the topics, and then the activities I have for you today are all fine-tuned to these topics that we've covered. So I want you to go there, and get started on that as soon as you can, while this is fresh in your head. Get aspects of your homework posted in the Facebook group before session 6. Boy, it's coming fast. We want to ask you questions about what you're doing. We want to congratulate you on what you've accomplished. So don't wait too long. Just give us aspects. Don't give us the whole meal deal. But if you've chosen a good hook, or if you've chosen a good something else, put it in there. Your homework for session 5 is already posted in the attachments on mastermind.com as usual. And this video will be uploaded there in just a bit. Share any questions that you have via Calendly or post it in the Facebook group for lots of responses. You also have my email address. So there's no end to the availability of help. So please feel free to use those avenues. Don't stop. You can do this. You have been given this destiny. think of that comedian who made it to Saturday Night Live, whatever his name is, and go for it. I'll see you next session.